Okay, guys, I just confirmed that there's going to be a remake of Halo 2 and Halo 3. Now, the release date of these two masterpieces hasn't been confirmed just yet, but I will keep you posted with any more new information as far as that goes. But I am so excited that they're actually going to bring back these two games. Um, Halo has ups and downs. Obviously, the original trilogy is regarded as the best of the best, like the golden age of the franchise. After Bungie left, that's when things started going downhill. Bungie left to make Destiny. People didn't know that's what they were making, but that's what eventually became Destiny. And Destiny had its rise and fall as well. Right now, it's sadly come to an end as far as we know. But yeah, 1, 2, and 3 are by far the most critically acclaimed games in the franchise, and it's not hard to see why. Halo 1 obviously was an instant classic. It was a first-person shooter, had a lot of different influences, but it the lore and the graphics and just the general vibe of the game, even though it was done before, the way Halo the way Halo did it was just unique, and it gave it like this, almost like this outwardly type of feeling as you played it, and it drew you into this interstellar conflict of just a scale that's beyond human understanding. Like, you understood that you were the chief, you understood that you were fighting against this threat, and that you were highly outnumbered, yet because you're playing as the chief, you felt like you can face this threat. Games back then focused on these hyper masculine super soldiers, and nowadays that's like looked down upon because we're in more of a politically correct time. But back then, like, the reason why those games were so appealing, why they're so nostalgic now, is because I have to watch what I say here because I know we're in a different time. But those games made teenagers and even young men feel like they were manly men. They made us feel like we were like these big, tough, like super, like heroes, basically. And I'm choosing my words very carefully here. I really don't want this video to get demonetized. But it made us feel like we were super soldiers. And it's like games today, they're afraid to do that. They're afraid to do that because they don't want to offend anyone. But at the time, it was like the Wild West when it came to gaming. Like, the studios just did whatever they wanted, and it worked. It worked very well. That's why there's so many remakes, because they know they can't make a new game like that, but they can make an old game better. They can improve it. They can remake it and bring it back. And, they can't get criticized as much because they're just remaking something that already existed. And, I understand it. I get it. They have to be very, very careful about how they go down this path, but remaking the older games is a great little loophole that they're using, and it's very, very effective. And then when Halo 2 came out, oh man, like, if anyone who's watching this remembers the original Xbox Live, how like insane that was, how I think we really appreciated it because it was politically incorrect. And obviously you can see I'm a person of color, and back then, let me tell you, you had to have thick skin to be on Xbox Live. I don't think the kids today will be able to handle Xbox Live back in the early 2000s. Like they wouldn't last 2 seconds. They won't last 2 seconds. There was absolutely, let me just say this, there was absolutely no censorship back then. There was no like, hey, report this person. Well, there was, but it wasn't very effective. And, back then, freedom of speech was freedom of speech. So there wasn't really much you could really do. at the time, so people just said whatever they wanted to, and Halo 2 and eventually Call of Duty, but we're focused on Halo right now. Halo 2 really emphasized the whole freedom of speech aspect. People will be calling you the most horrible things you can ever imagine while you're playing that game. So it really got in your head, and you had to stay focused as you were trying to hunt them down in team deathmatch and capture the flag. It was insane. The psychological aspect was almost as significant as the technical aspect of learning how to shoot, how to crouch, how to throw grenades, how to use your environment. The psychological aspect of someone like talking mess to you was almost just as important. How to handle that and not let it mess around with your head, and how to have it mess around with how you approached the game. Because if someone could get in your head, if someone could make you angry, you be focused on them completely and you forget about the objective. So it was very, very important to understand the psychological aspects of the Xbox live chat. It was very, very, very important. It was so important. And then Halo 3 just was the icing on top of the cake. It just made all the things I mentioned in the previous games better. It was considered to be like a perfect conclusion to the franchise, but of course it didn't end because it was making Microsoft too much money, so they weren't going to end it. But you know, in theory, it was the perfect end to the franchise. And I'm not going to make this video too long, but I'm glad that they're remaking Well, they already remade the first one. It's called Campaign Evolved, if I'm not mistaken. But now they're remaking 2 and 3. So, guys, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Do you think that they're going to make any significant changes? Do you think they're going to, putting on all the platforms, so like you could play against someone on PlayStation, and if you're using an Xbox, or play against someone on PC if you're playing a PlayStation. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Keep it civil, guys. Keep it civil. I know this is a very passionate subject, but keep it civil. I've been on Addict. You guys have been amazing, and I'll be back to you guys with more updates soon.